Courtney from RuleBreakersClub.com, and I want to welcome you to my brand new office space. I haven't finished setting it up yet, but I want to create a quick video because there's a topic I really want to talk about. I get asked about a lot, and that is, how do I know when I'm ready to launch an online course, and when should I be offering like services versus courses, and how do group services fit in, and how do I know which thing I should be doing? So what we're going to focus on today is I want to talk about how to know when you're ready to launch an online course and kind of these steps that you need to do before that happens so that you can make good money with your business without having to wait until you're ready to do an online course. I realize that's something that most people want to do eventually, that all that scalable, leverageable revenue, but it's not something I recommend doing it straight out of the gate because you're going to end up crashing and burning, unfortunately. So let's talk about what you want to be doing instead. There's basically 3 things that you need to have in place in order to be ready to launch an online course and to make it profitable for you. The first thing you need is an established niche, and preferably an established service in that niche. And you guys know I'm all about the signature services where you don't have a bunch of competition and you really owned a certain market and are getting known for one thing. So here's why you want to make sure that you're establishing a niche and offering services before you launch an online course. So first of all, you need to establish your expertise. So you can't just come out and offer a course doing something that you don't have experience with proven results doing. You've got to prove yourself as an expert in this particular area. And the way to do that is by offering services. Services are also a lot easier and faster to get started and to be making money because you don't need to work with as many people and you can charge more for the services because they are one-on-one versus a course, which is more DIY at-home study type of thing. The second or third reason you want to be doing services first and establishing that niche and getting known for one thing is because you are going to have to build an audience. So you can't at all launch a service unless you've built an audience, and that brings me to the second thing that you need to have in place in order to be ready to launch an online course: an audience. A highly engaged audience at that. So here's why you need a highly engaged audience, because I've talked to people who are like, oh, I have like 500, 1,000 people on my list, but I haven't emailed them in 6 months. Or I have this list and I've totally changed directions in my business and I'm not talking about the topic that they signed up for anymore. Bad news. It doesn't matter if you have a bunch of people on your list if they didn't sign up to hear about the particular topic. So you want to make sure that you are engaging your audience and getting them excited about that topic and attracting people who are craving the topic that you want to talk about, or figuring out, if you already have an audience, what is it that they want to hear about, and then creating a service or an offer around that. So having that highly engaged audience is absolutely necessary, because if you just cold launch an offer to an audience that isn't interested, they're not going to bite. And unfortunately, you're going to waste a lot of time doing that. And that's going to be a really expensive lesson for you. It's okay if you've already done it. I've done it before too. I see a lot of people doing it, but I want to help you to avoid that same fate. I personally am able to sell a lot more of my courses to a smaller than average list because our audience is very highly engaged. So if you have the right people, you don't need as high or you can get higher conversion rates. You don't need as many people on your list because you have people who are craving what you're offering. Okay, and then the third thing you really need to have in place, even if you have an established niche and even if you have a highly engaged list, is you need some kick-ass marketing. You need to have a launch strategy and a plan, and you've got to execute the crap out of that plan. So frankly, it doesn't matter if you have a great offer and a great audience if you're not selling that offer strategically and, like, honestly being your biggest cheerleader and shouting it from the rooftops. I've talked a lot about launch strategy, and I'm going to link a whole bunch of blog posts that are going to help you with that below this video over at RuleBreakersClub.com. Essentially, your launch is going to boil down into 3 parts. So I call this the Attract, Amaze, Ask formula. I go into it in depth in the Launch Copy Kit, but here's the gist. The attract phase is when you're attracting people to your audience and you're getting them attracted to the topic. So this is where you're gonna have opt-in offers and content, and you're just gonna get people really excited about that topic. Then you're gonna have the amaze phase, which is where you're gonna do your pre-launch training that's gonna really nurture people and get them excited about that specific topic that's linked to your paid course. And then finally, we have that ask phase, which is where you're actually asking for the sale. You're going to transition into the pitch. So that's really essential. You can't just drop off the face of the earth at the end of your launch when you're actually making those sales. You've got to shout why your offer is awesome from the rooftops, or people are going to forget about it and not buy it. So there's a whole strategy and a whole bunch of copy you're going to need around that. And again, I've got links to lots of blog posts below this video that are going to get you started and help you out with a lot of that technical stuff that you need to have in place. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm so excited to be coming at you from my brand new office space, and I will see you next time.